And we've got time. Well, let me just... This freaking loser. See what he has to say.
Phase. We're in the public safety phase.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
It's lean. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of it.
What's been happening? So in, let me just show you this little thing here. Maybe not even 4 million. You know, since the 90s, the population, they did some things over the years, especially after 1999. They decided to party like California from getting out of control. There's some environmentalists involved. I was in there. I remember saying we shouldn't do this and that, and then now there are some steps that were taken a while ago as to what's necessary to preventing them. And let's just look at this real quick. So we got from 1998 to 1988 to 1998, insane. With the technology that we have, with the man, it's fucking baffling to me that this shit continues to happen. Let me jump here real quick. Now, if you want to see over time the fires and all that stuff, you can go to projects capradio.org. Let's see this. In Southern California, see there's San Diego at the bottom there. And this stuff's been bad for a while. Here's the 80s. Here's the 70s. Kind of bad. It went down. Taking certain steps physically, legislatively. California was good. And then all of a sudden, it gets really bad. And it got worse. And worse and worse to this day. There's a few sites out there that'll tell you what's going on and who's doing what and what they're doing and all this other stuff. When they're saying this fire, right? This is Fox. The Palisades fire currently burning Los Angeles County jumped to 5,000. Kind of remember that. 2017 Tubbs fire. Kind of remember that. 2025 fire tops the list of the most destructive wildfire so far. I'll make sure you guys can see that. It's just fucking ridiculous. There have been proposals, but then California Natural Resources, right up here you can see, Gavin Newsom heads. He follows that script. But there's been lots of proposals that have been sent on how to handle these things. Promising technologies, all this other stuff, right? And then they have the number of acres burned by U.S. wildfires in 2020, larger area that's available. But they don't do that for some reason. And the thing I brought up, which USA Today is a website, social media, publication, whatever, outlet of, there's this girl here was saying, Foundation found a solution for fires in California. It's called water. Right? And then she points, these areas are close to the, it baffles my mind that homes right next to the ocean, Palisades Wildfire. And you're going to see yeah, see, look right up on the coast. Here's some more pictures. Like this one right 2 hours ago, right? That is just fucking amazing to me. There. Right? And then right next to it, a few hundred yards and maybe a few shit catching up. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just got to be it's just ridiculous. It's just this fucking nuts. Right? It's just fucking nuts. And if you go up, because what I'm hearing, right? Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? I got it up there. I gotta click it. Okay, here we go. Why PVC is an ideal choice for marine plumbing applications. I'll just show you this here too real quick. Let's see if I can find it. All right. So this area here, I think it's right here. Hold on. Coal Grande Road. That's not it. Valley Center Drive. No. Yeah. There's Sierra Rojo. Oh yeah, that's it. No, that's it right there, right? Oh, here, right here. All right. I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to try to put it in the picture here. Growing up, my grandfather had an avocado ranch. And his avocado ranch was right below a little over 6 acres, avocados. And then right up the hill here, there's this, it's a water tower. It's a big, huge water. None of these you can. Let me see if you can see it here. Let's see if you can see it there. Nope, it's too. Yeah, there's the hill up there. If I go up a little further, maybe I can see it. These trees are in the way. But up here you can kind of see just the top edge of that water tower. And that mountain, little mountain, not too big, on the left and right behind the big tree, probably where that post tree kind of is coming up, is where my grandfather's ranch is now. On the very top of there is this giant water tank. Giant water tank. And what's in her? It's just amazing to me. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put it up again. Yeah. It's just amazing to me that you can't see this giant water. You can't. They don't use use this giant water tower. They don't. You can't see it, but right down there's farm here. It's fucking awesome. Growing up there was just badass. Everywhere. And pump salt water in some of these tanks, but the tanks don't have to be. They can be covered basins of just seawater. And they could be placed everywhere. I mean, there's so many different ideas out there. There's so many ways. What gets me the most is basically what's happening. And neglect of fire mitigation, for example, and let's check this one out. For decades, critical practices such as creating fire breaks and managing dry brush have been abandoned. California's landscape are littered with years of accumulated debris, creating a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Ancient civilizations understood the importance of fire management, yet modern policies ignore these basic principles. Evidence shows power lines sparking as they fall, igniting nearby areas, the refusal to upgrade reservoirs and water systems, which Trump brought up, further exacerbates the crisis. Firefighters face empty hydrants and dry taps when they need water the most. The same thing that happened in Maui. Funding cuts. Local governments have been diverted to other initiatives. And then there's patterns of sabotage, like homeless encampments with tens of thousands of homeless individuals. Los Angeles. Some fires are linked to these fires for pretty much all my life. And there have been people that, kids, drunk, whatever, out there partying, and then they create a camp and they don't put the fire out properly. That's the parents' fault, because parents aren't fucking raising their kids properly on how to put out a fire properly. Strategic neglect. Policies preventing proper maintenance of power lines in fire-prone areas create the perfect conditions for widespread destruction. Now, the thing about these fires is they're using it for you know what. Let me see. Oh, there I am. Right. There's some information there on the history of fires. I showed you that. But right below it, there it is. Right there on Google. United Nations climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, gas, etc. Blah, blah, blah. And that's all, it's all over. So when people see that, if you're woke, if you're meek, malleable, obedient, compliant, that's been corrupt for quite some time, they're going to tell you these things. They're going to tell you these things because we know that Biden, just maybe a year ago, $78 trillion. And then you had Kerry and Al Gore at a Davos meeting saying that they needed all of a sudden, California wildfires isolated areas across the world globe, similar to disaster unfolding under the guise of environmentalists and sustainability, have prioritized rewilding over public safety. The result, a deliberate neglect. Yeah, this has just been nuts. This has just been nuts. Yeah. Yeah, definitely what we need is what they're saying here for sure. Restore funding for fire break, brush clearances, infrastructure upgrades, implement and are allocated, push for legal action against neglect that exacerbates wildfire risks, empower community, educate residents on fire prevention and preparedness, encourage local initiatives to maintain private and public lands, Reevaluate environmental policies. Balance sustainable goals with practical measures that ensure safety and resilience. Challenge policies that prioritize all ideology like climate change over human lives. I like this part here. Remember, California stands as a crossroads. The decisions made today will determine whether future generations face a safer, more resilient state or continue to endure preventable disasters. The time is to act now. So this is from Anon News, right? Of course, anonymous, whatever that is ablaze. Entire neighborhoods are reduced to ash. Families displaced, critical infrastructure damage. The wildfires engulfing the state are not mere natural disasters. They are accumulation of decades of mismanagement, policy failures, and the other thing that's being brought up right now, which I think I am for sure, is if you watch this one right here.
I graduated North Hollywood High with a 1.7 GPA. I could not find a job. I walked to a fire station in North Hollywood, and they said, no, because you're not black, Hispanic, or a woman. We'll see you in about 7 years. And I went to a construction site, and Doug has come to do the written exam for the LA Fire Department. I took it, and I was standing in line, and I had a young woman of color standing behind me in line, and I said, just out of curiosity, when did you? And she said, Wednesday. That is an example of my white privilege. I think it's an economic privilege more than it is the color of your skin.
If you haven't had the experience, right, it shouldn't be about the color of your skin or where you're from or what your credit score is, right? But it should be about your abilities. Are you big enough? Are you tough enough? Are you strong enough? Are you able to see some fire? And this is the most important part for me is, I'm not a small guy, 290 pounds, right? And wait, I gotta watch this golf swing real quick here. Bam. That went pretty straight. I was very happy with that. It was like 270, maybe 265, 270. I mean, I used to be able to knock it over that fence, man, in the very back. God, I used to have that. I'm still trying to get it back. But anyway, so if I'm in a fire and I'm this size, and there are men my size, they're 6'6", 6'4", 6'5", 260 pounds, to somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Remember Izzy? Well done. He was about 500 pounds. Okay? The point I'm making, I'm going to tell you, isn't working with me too well. Right? It's not working with me too well. Oh, wait, I think it's here. Hang on. Let me look for it. Here we go.
So who else is running things? This right here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the leadership of the LA Fire Department. I sure hope they know what they're doing. Here's the So who else is running things? What they're doing. Here's the So who else is running things? This right here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the leadership right here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the leader.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, they're all girls. They're all girls. One's a tranny, one's a girl, the other one's a girl. I don't think any of them could drag me out of a burning house. Or most of us. or many of us out of a burning house. Whether I was 225 pounds or 260 or 290, right? That's in particular positions, right? In Kim Ivers's, yeah, it's just ridiculous. You don't want what you don't want. Let me just tell you what you don't want. When I got out of the Navy, I was going to go for a firefighter position. But when I was in the Navy, I couldn't. I was a firefighter. If something was burning, we would go check it out. The only thing that I did while in the Navy that was nuts is we had a couple of cigarettes. There's cigarette butts inside of the canisters. They were on fire. We had a couple of false alarms. But we always drilled pretty much every day. You know, the fire triangle, you know, fuel, air, heat, done, then you got a fire. And that could happen anywhere. And I was fine. I was doing the firefighting job, but then I was stamped that my hearing wasn't that great. Get in, but I couldn't get in because I was stamped. I had to take the hearing test twice on the outside and 3 times, but there were certain things there were certain positions I couldn't do. But I was a boatswain's mate, and then I was in damage control. And the point being is with a slight hearing loss, I didn't want to be that person. This is the most important point of the or hear somebody screaming a few doors down in a hotel room or something. That's why I didn't become a police officer, which I probably could have. That's why I didn't become a fireman, which I probably could have. I just didn't want to be responsible for not being able to do and be 100% human capability in situations, hoping that the person that's going to come and save them or protect them or keep them safe or take care of them in the time of ultimate and, you know, at great peril, if they're in great peril and they're in need of immediate response. My stream is a consistent circle mode. I don't know what that. I turned off everything so this thing would work. They're in need of immediate response. Oh, it's glitching again. My stream is. I turned off everything so. Oh, it's glitching again. My stream is. My stream is. Let me see here. Why is this? I think I have too many things up. Let me just check. I can take down a lot of this stuff. Stream is here. I got all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. My computer doesn't seem to be running. Let me. I got all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. My computer. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still doing it. I don't know what. Everything's off. It's the only thing using this. When I did my last video. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me fix this and I'll get back. I don't know what. Everything's off. It's the only thing using this. When I did my last video. There, on the very top of there is this giant water tank. Giant water tank. And, maintain private.
Any behind me in line, and I said, just out of
for bringing it